the channel. My name's Adrian. Today I'm going to take a look at the Kickstarter that I've been patiently waiting for several months now. So a few minutes ago I was sent this, which is Dark Forest, which as you can see is quite a thick book. It's a anthropomorphic campaign setting in a unique world where every player character is going to be some form of animal, and it's a really good book. This comes in at about 142 pages. That's pretty exact for an about. So waiting to do the review, waiting to do the Kickstarter, then John messaged me going, Kickstarter's going live, do you want another copy of the book? I was like, yeah, that would be really handy if you can. He went, well, got some bad news for you, or good news. I've added another 100 pages, so this is now a collector's edition, but it's got 100 pages less. So let me take a look at the Kickstarter. I'm also going to tease the copy of the book that I've got. I will do a full review of this that should come out, I think, the end of the next week on my main channel, just the main Dungeons and Dyslexia channel. And that's where I'll do the sort of page by page go through and talk about it. But today I want to focus on the Kickstarter, sort of get you, well, tell you why, if you're not already on the project, why you need to go and back this project. So I will also link sort of the chapter, and well, I'll do a brief go through of this 250 page book. And as you see my book now, well, actually the light's got it, so you can't actually see the cover anymore. But yeah, it's I don't know what to do with that now. It's collector's edition, I guess. Right, let's just jump over to the Kickstarter page and see what a little bit more information. So here we have the Dark Forest, a Redwall meets first edition in a Shadowdark world. So step into the Dark Forest where brave animal folk venture in a world of majestic forests, lost ruins and echoes of ancient magic. And this is absolutely just smashing through stretch goals. It's making an absolute ton of money. The buzz around this is incredible. So we're sat at what's £57,000, which is 76,000 US dollars. Nearly well, we're heading towards 1,000 backers. I imagine we're going to be there probably within the next day. 26 days to go. Immense popular project. Go and watch the video here. It's a really good video. I don't want to play it because I always get demonetized when I do Kickstarter videos. The project is created by John and Nicole Clark, and this is their 10th project that they've released on Kickstarter. So it comes from a good prestige. As you can see, the artwork, well, the artwork's going to be like this throughout. It's absolutely amazing. The sort of eyes and stuff on the animals is... There was a board game years ago, Mice and Mystics, I think it was called. I bought it for my children, and I could not get them to play it because board games. They're now starting to show a little bit of interest in role playing, mainly because of the channel, and some of their friends follow my channel, which is kind of weird. So I'm thinking this might be a really good place to start, because what kids, even though my youngest daughter is 14, I think this is going to be a great theme for children, and well, don't get me wrong, and adults alike. So we've got dark, it's a really dark sort of Shadowdark forest setting, but heroic. And I'm going to explain when we get into the main rule book a little bit why this is going to really lean towards heroic play. You can do, I think you could quite easily do a evil campaign if you wanted to, but you're going to be rewarded a little bit more. But the book itself has got 12 new ancestries, 4+ classes. It says 12 plus and 4+ because stretch goals that have been currently unlocked. Well, currently they're going to stay unlocked now, aren't they? And more are going to be added all the time. 30+ spells, 50 new magic items, 60+ monsters. There's going to be a lot more than that, again, because of stretch goals. 20+ random charts. And then here's everything included. So you've got the book, the Games Master screen. These cards are phenomenal, and I really want them, but I need to find out whether I can get them in the UK. I don't think I'm going to be able to, which is kind of sad. But every choice matters. Every path leads to deeper into the darkness, where survival is no guarantee and fortune favours the bold. This does have a big world setting that you'll see, but also there's a very much underdark where it kind of feels like all the hope and because obviously the sunlight and stuff on the above ground into the dark forest, but as you go into the forest and then descend into the dungeons and the sort of underdark, you're going to see giant spiders. So it's yeah, it's a great theme. And say being able to play animals and owls and otters. So you've got otter warrior, owl folk, mouse warmer. War monks very much feel like paladins. They're full plate armor, casters with all the sort of bless, those sort of spells as well in here. So I've got some comments here from Bob Wilber and my good friend Will from Runeforged. So what's in the book? So it's crafted with precision and care. The book is digested size. So as you can see, it's the A5 Shadowdark size with 12 plus ancestries. We're going to see this art throughout. There's the strange thing with the ancestries as well. So each of the ancestries have got 2 abilities, not 1. So there is a little bit in here that's going to lean. Well, you're going to need the core rulebook for Shadowdark if you're backing this, but there are a fair amount of additional rules and sort of changes to play that it's definitely going to make it a little bit more child friendly, which I think is probably John and Nicole's idea. This is going to be a really good gateway game coming into Shadowdark. So we've got the Scout here as well. Then the Sage, which is technically the wizard cast, the sort of mysticism and magic. It's full caster up to 10th level, so that they are going to get all the level, the leveled spells that you can expect at 10th level. So load of new spells, easily identified as well when we get into the core rulebook, because we've got these asterisks here, which are just identify the new spells. Say new magic items, loads of new monsters with art. The art throughout the book is mentally great. Here is the map. It's divided into 4 regions. So we've got Eridor, Avalon, Ashblight Waste, and the Runefowl Tundras here, as well as the White Peak Mountains going across. But I like the names of here. Got the Isles of Dread, White Peak Abbey, Greystones Abbey. So we've got some key locations. Abbeys play quite a big part of this, but I'll cover that more in my full review of the book. And it's going to include things like festivities, which and feasts. Feasts replace the carousing rule, and one big part of the game is here the rules reputation for feasting. During the game, you'll get either a positive or negative reputation, and it might stay neutral. But that is going to affect how NPCs interact with you. But what actually happens is the carousing rule are replaced with this feasting rule, and during a feast, you could gain or lose your reputation. Because, some people don't tend to eat well or talk to people well around meals. Reward tiers, if you want just a PDF, it's $19. It's going to give you all the digital stretch goals as well. $39 for the core rulebook. $45, which is where I'm at, and I'll explain why in a minute, which is going to give me the core rulebook, a player's journal, as well as a starting 1st to 5th level adventure setting. So there's no actual adventure in the core rulebook, but you can pick up this 1st to 5th level adventure setting. Printing, if you want to get print, it's just $59 for all 3. If you then want to get Games Masters, some additional 1st level sort of adventures, some prints here, and these wonderful cards, I'll explain the cards. Actually, I'm going to show it when we get to the core rulebook as well, what these cards do. That's coming in at $119, and then $139 is going to get you these STL print. And there's been more added actually in the stretch goals. You can get a 14-page sample of the book here that you can download to have a look. But I'm going to spoil you, and I'm going to show you the full 200. I'm not going to show you the full 200. You're going to have to watch my full review for that. But I'm going to show you a lot more than what you'd be able to download yourself here. Games Master Screen, you've got the add-ons, Games Master Screen, starting adventure separately. Some pre-made characters here, some mini adventures as well as the player's journal. The fumble deck, this is what I want. I love fumble decks. I had one for 5e, and I used to use it all the time. So if you got rolled a natural 1, I would just pick a card and then tell the players what happens. And this is a fumble deck, and it's for melee, range, natural, and magic attacks. Okay, but if you don't want the deck, the book has got them all in the back anyway. But I kind of like packs of cards, and then you can get the STL files and some other things in here as well. Obviously, there's some few videos, but the one thing I want to sort of just address. So actually, the stretch goals, just where we get it. So we've got a new Reaver class being opened up here. So we've got a 5th class, and then I've got. If you are backing this, we have got the backers as well. So whether you want a shaman, pirate, or delver type class here as well, you get to vote. And we've already opened up 20 odd additional monsters, and we've got another 4 minis round of the corner to be opened. So there are obviously going to get costs for taxes and shipping. So the one thing that makes me a little bit sad, which I think I'm not going to be able to get the cards in here. So due to the printing, so we're only going to get the main hardcover book is available for EU backers. So I need to move house again. Keep getting this. I need to move to America. So actually I can do my live when more people are awake as well. But it's shipping costs, you can't blame them. It is expensive. They've got all the illustrators and their links. These are links to Instagram and things like that. And it is launched with Launch Boom, which a variety of creators are now starting to launch, because it just gives you a little bit of additional marketing and support. I've got a lot of FAQs to get through, but I'm not going to go through these. I think you can come and find and read the FAQs yourself if you want to sort of just discover what goes on. And we've got a few countries can't ship to, etc. So, as promised, let's get over and actually have a look at what's included in the book. Now, this is a spread. It's not a, so this is almost ready for printing, but as you can see, we have got a lot more things to be added. So this is only sent to me, so it's still a work in progress. This is only going to include the 4 classes, but we've got an instruction in here going to take you through the new ancestries, which are divided into furred and feathered, and then we've got the 4 new classes. We already know there's going to be at least 6 in here, so this is already out of date and limited edition PDF. We're then going to get the new gear, equipment, the feasting rules and the reputation. It's got unique gods, extra spells, seasons and celebration. This is an absolutely vibrant, alive world, because it includes all the stuff like the fauna, flora, climate, celebrations. So you're going to be able to just pick this up. Obviously, you're going to need the core rulebook and run with this. And it has got absolutely, there's like 100 pages at least of world building, random tables to give you adventures and encounters and things like that. So we've got all here from page 187. It's going to do all the random encounters from things like abbeys, coastal, say abbeys, and religion is a big part of the lore in this world. And then obviously we've got the depths here, which is the underground, but we've got, say, the 4 key locations here, the 4 sort of counties or areas: Eridor, Avalon, Stormcall Sea, Rhinefell Tundra, and Ashblight. Actually, the Stormcall Sea obviously isn't one of the areas. That's the sea around. Take loads of random tables. There's loads of stuff in here. Introductions. These are some new rules the game's going to bring in, so it's going to feel a little bit, I think, easier for people, because one of the key things you're going to get in our character creation is 4d6 and drop the lowest, and you're going to be allowed to switch them around. So yeah, that's one of the rules that I think people will either love or hate. But if you don't like it, just do rules as written for Shadowdark. I like it. I think it's going to make it a little bit more accessible. People should survive a little bit longer. But it does mean, by being able to switch the stats around, it means you can play the character you want to play. Because sometimes Shadowdark goes the way that, you really want to play a fighter, and then you end up with a 6 in strength, and you can't be a fighter with 6 in strength. So here's a bit of a larger view of the map, which is obviously going to be a 2-page spread here, and very much insinuates there are going to be monsters in the seas. Okay, so I'm not going to show you a huge chunk of this, because I think I'd say definitely going to do the full review. But here are all the current ancestries in here. So from a badger to a tall folk, a weasel, hawk folk, hare, hedgehog. One thing I didn't notice in here is a turtle. I know we've got the turtle class in Shadowdark, but I kind of think we're going to see one, because when I got to the armor, one of the armors that you can wear is a turtle shell, which is so you can't play them, so they still exist in the world. So does that mean they're hunting them down to wear them, or you'd like to think they'll die of natural causes? The other thing you haven't got in here is leather armor, for obvious reasons. It talks about I think it's silk, I think it was called, but again, I'll cover that in my full review. But here we've got some of the locations, random locations for mountain generators and stuff. But I just want to show you these fumble cards. So here we go, fumble charts. So whenever anyone rolls a 1, if you buy the cards, you can just draw out the cards. If not, don't worry. We've got melee attack, D100 melee attack tables, range attack, natural attacks, magical attacks. So let's just pick on magical attack. So you're going to roll a D100, so 2D10 effectively. One's 10, one's a units dice if you're not sure what a D100 is. And then let's say you roll a 25, so we're going to get slipped. You slip on some goo and draw attack of opportunity from enemies within reach. So it means you're going to get hit, your spell's not going to go off, you're going to lose your ability to cast that spell, and potentially if you're next to someone, you're going to get thwopped with whatever weapon they're holding. So I like them. They really do add a lot of fun to the sort of narrative play, and it does make them, one's a little bit more deadly. So I will do a full review of this. Of course, I'm backing this. I'm going to get a physical copy of the book. I want the cards. I don't know how I can manage to blag John to send them to me, but I desperately want those cards. If you're in America, go and get the cards. Yeah, if you've enjoyed this video, like, share, subscribe to the channel. Go and support this project. It's amazing. It really is amazing. I will show you more on my full review, so please like, share, subscribe to this channel and my main channel, which is the Dungeons and Dyslexia channel. I think the review should go live Friday, if not sooner, just because of where it's going to fit into my recording. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.